Hello, everybody. So, in this episode, we are covering The Boys episode 4 of season 4. And as you know, with this show, there are a lot of profane things. So, in this next one, I decided not to censor it. We're going to have a rated R discussion. We're going to talk about a lot of things, and there will be cuss words. So, if that's not your thing, um, we apologize, but we just thought we'd throw this in here in the beginning, as kind of like a warning. If that is your thing, go ahead and enjoy the episode. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you, and we will see you this upcoming week for Miss Marvel episode 2 discussion.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Words from the Nerds podcast. I am joined by my co-host, Aiden H. Talks. We are here to talk about The Boys Season 3, Episode 4. It was a long journey to get to this one. We were waiting all night last night, and apparently Amazon was having some issues, so we didn't quite get it until earlier this morning. But we still got around to doing it, and we're filming this episode for you guys. Aiden is fresh off of the episode right now, so I think we should jump in with your thoughts.
Oh my God, where do I start? Like this whole episode was just moved the plot forward so much. It was just plot after plot after plot, and I absolutely love that. I know the word filler gets thrown around a lot in regards to like TV shows and stuff. So it's always nice to get like a just full plot filled episode, especially this kind of like quote unquote early on. I know we're at the mid season point, but I mean, still, man, like we got fed with this episode. And I told you before recording it, and also like this thought was just running through my mind while watching it. I was just like, how good this episode was. It just reminded me of why I love this show so much. And I can't, like, yeah, man, this episode was insane. I know obviously we had the big delay and everything last night. I stayed up till 2 and sacrificed, like a full 9-8 hours of sleep, just to not get it. So it was like a journey, like you said. It was a journey getting there. And all day at work today, I was just like, I can't wait to go home and watch this finally. So yeah, dude, this was amazing. I told you it's gonna be hard to get my words out with this. I was giddy the whole time, and I was so ready to come in and record. So
I think it should be a testament to this show, really, just like how long we were waiting for it, like we already were excited for it. And then just to get this episode, and if it had come out last night after how long we had waited, it would have been worth the wait. It would have been 100% worth the wait. But what I have to say, 100%, I thought this, I said it in a video. I made a video earlier today for TikTok, and it's like, it's refreshing because like a lot of these Disney Plus shows, not to compare them too much, but not every episode is consistently hitting. Whereas this show, so far there has not been a bad episode this season. There has not been a episode that I'm even remotely like a little bit more down on. Like obviously I have my favorites as opposed to others, but I don't think any of them are bad in any way, shape, or form. This one just it gave us different, the tension rose with multiple different people, both with all the boys, with the seven, with Vought, with Stan Edgar and his daughter. Everything about it was really, really great. Seeing Huey with superpowers just was absolute, like that was something I feel like I forgot that I ever wanted when I first started the show back in season 1. I was like, dude, that, because I think you forget that you want it, because like, you come to realize, well, because I never read the comics, but you come to realize, oh, people only get superpowers when they're kids with the compound V. So I'm like, okay, Huey's never getting powers. But then all of a sudden seeing, dude, and of course Huey has termites powers, bro. I thought we were done. I didn't think we wanted to come back to this whole termite thing. And of course Huey just, oh my God, man.
yeah.
But I think that it's up for interpretation, but I think they're setting up Butcher to have some sort of like addiction problem with this compound V thing, because like, sure, he says it was just like a backup plan, and they did need it, but I don't know, it seems like the symptoms he was going through beforehand in episode 3 were kind of like withdrawal systems, heavy sweats and stuff like that. But that remains to be seen, and I'm sure we'll see it in the future. But this episode, I can't rave about it enough. It's crazy. Homelander's in charge now. The gruesome fight that Kimiko had as in that fucking, oh my God, I did not see that coming. Like, it was such a shock. But yeah, this is, I think a lot of people said, because some people were able to watch this episode. Aiden told me yesterday earlier because they had like a hack through their Fire TV or whatever.
Yeah,
But those people were saying it was the best episode of the season so far, and I think they were right. I think this
yeah.
really knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad that everyone else loved this as much as me and you did. And I like what you said about tension rising between both like the seven and between the boys, because there were a lot of parallels like that going on throughout the show. Like I know Kimiko and everything with her and what Butcher made her do,
Yeah,
and then we flip over to Victoria Newman and how all the stuff that Stan Edgar was making her do and all the stuff that Homelander was making her do, and there was a lot of like really cool parallels. But yeah, dude, they knocked it out the park, and that whole scene with Kimiko, like, oh man, it was so good. It was so good, and I love it. That's like the boy summed up. When you
yeah,
see Kimiko shove a dildo through a guy's throat from the opposite way, from behind him, I think it
yeah.
was
That's
behind him,
oh my
and
god.
stab a dude in the heart with it, like it was so awesome that they were the seven inspired also, like the
Yeah,
silent screamer,
yeah,
Jesus man. But yeah, like that scene, like the whole ending scene with Homelander showing
that
Starlight
was
Alex's corpse, Supersonic's corpse, and just saying, I want you to repeat to me that that's gonna be Huey.
yeah,
And this dude is going off the deep end, bro, and I like absolutely love it because you have everyone going up against Homelander. Stan Edgar. You have the boys. You have even like the seven, and he's finding a way to one up them every time without dropping the smile that's on his face, and it's crazy, dude. Because Anthony Starr is like I've seen a lot of people saying that right now he's the best streaming villain of his respected show out of like Vecna from Stranger Things, out of Vader and Kenobi. How all these people and all these performances we're getting right now, and I was like, okay, I love Homelander, but I'll fill it out. I'll see how I feel on that.
right.
After this episode, I was give him the fucking crown, dude. Give him the
Dude,
crown because he deserves it, dude.
yeah, that and just to go back to the tension thing, like that, it's not even just the tension of the little groups. Like I forgot to mention, just the tension of the overall show. Just watching Homelander slowly become even more powerful, just in a corporate sense. Like now he is essentially in charge of VOT.
Yeah,
He's now like he has no more oversight, and that makes him immensely more scary because now the two things that we had keeping him in check are no longer there. We had Stan Edgar keeping him in check. Stan's out of the picture. We had that video. He doesn't give a shit about the video now.
oh yeah, no,
And it's just that now there's no telling what he's willing to do or what he's going to do, now that he doesn't have anybody to watch over him like a babysitter.
yeah,
And I think Anthony Starr is just handling this absolutely perfectly. And I
yeah.
also I completely forgot when I was watching, but I knew it. I knew Supersonic was gonna die. It's like you walk into her trailer and say, "I'm gonna help you." Like, dude, you just signed your
Yeah,
death warrant 100%. Dude,
yeah,
A Train is such a bitch, bro. Oh
dude.
my god. I
And
felt bad for him because he was
yeah,
always like, "You fat fuck." I was like, "Dude, damn, that sucks." And now you're just like you're trying to kiss his ass too, just like the
yeah,
Deep.
yeah, and it goes to show like how scared of him they are. Like even I honestly feel like a little bit of A Train did want to go through with it, but it's just like what's happening with him in the Deep, where they want to stand up to him and they want to help the cause that Starlight and the boys are like setting up, and they just fold and they
Yeah.
fold into him and they're like, I'm sorry, I can't go through with this. I would rather stand. I would rather like how A Train snitched on him and how the Deep kind of just threw A Train under the bus and was like, his wife texting him like, say this,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh yeah, yeah, and says it to Homelander. They want to get on his good side.
Yeah.
They can't help but falling back onto his good side, and so yeah, I mean, I would too if I was put in that position. Like when I saw his feet walking up when A Train and the Deep were fighting, I was like, oh my god, no! Like
Yeah.
what is he gonna do now? And that's Homelander in a nutshell. What is he gonna do now? And we see it this whole episode, and yeah, I'm a fumble over my words a lot because like this episode was truly something.
Bro, that feeling that you just described, that sums it up perfectly. Because yeah, like if he walks into the scene, you're like, you don't know, he's so unpredictable. You don't know if he's like, if he heard them at all, if he heard them what they were talking. Because
Oh,
right before they were whispering in each other's ears, like,
I was like, no.
what if I tell them that you are the one who let out all the stuff about Stormfront? He's like, what if I told him that you're the one who got the video? And then,
Yeah,
dude, I like, you just don't know what he heard, what he's gonna do, and it's just, and he's the most powerful person on the planet, and that's what's scary about it. And like, you
yeah,
don't know. um but to touch on also a little bit more about Huey, I love just like he's trying so hard to like not be this frail person anymore.
yeah.
And
Come
so like, I
on.
know I got super hyped when like Homelander walked in, just tried to like, who had the bigger sack challenge type thing. And he walks in, he's like, oh well, yeah, you know, it turned out like that for me and Maeve at first, but like, you know, we got it
Yeah.
on later. And then Huey's just like stands up to him like, bro, let's go,
Uh,
Huey. Like, you
yeah,
don't care, man, but like, I mean, you do at the same time. It was so good. It was
yeah.
so good, man.
Yeah, and I also, this might be something little, and I can't remember if he has had this look in the past, but it looks like Huey's growing out his facial hair, or he hasn't shaved in a long time. And I don't know if that's just like because of how much he's been dealing with, or because he's been with the boys and not back at home, or if it's because he kind of sees that as like a, I'm tired of being this frail, like, like clean shaven face, like dude. I want to grow some hair on my face. I want to grow some hair on my nuts, and I want to step up to Homelander. I want to take some Compound V and show them like what is up. And so
Yeah.
when I first saw it, I was like, it was fairly early. I was like, I put in my notes, I was like, is Huey growing a beard? And then as the episode went on, I was like, I know exactly why he's growing a beard. If that's what it is, it could just be something as simple as he hasn't been home. But yeah, I mean, Huey, like, come on, man. Huey, you're
Dude.
gonna make the thumbnail, Huey. Last week was Homelander. Huey's making the thumbnail this week.
For
But
real.
yeah, like his powers and everything, and how he's just so happy with them. He feels like a new man. He feels confident. I don't think we've ever seen Huey this confident, and so I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, no, and at the towards the end of the episode, when he's like, they're driving back from the compound thing that Soldier Boy was in,
Yeah,
uh, he's sticking his arm out the window. You see it glowing, and he's smiling. I haven't seen Huey smile like that in so long. This
yeah,
dude loves this stuff, and I don't know if it's probably what you're talking about, like the power. He loves the power. He loves not feeling helpless anymore. You know.
yeah,
Um, and that's great for him. But to talk about the tension that's building again between the boys, I think it's being handled perfectly. Like with
yeah.
Frenchie and Kimiko, like they're gonna leave. They're going to leave after
Oh
this
yeah.
after this mission, which is actually great to touch on now that they today they confirmed that season 4 is just it's just been renewed for season
Yes,
4.
let's
So
go.
that's a W. That's a big W.
Let's
And then
go.
so you wonder if after all this happens, like if they're gonna leave, then like what's going to be left for the team then, you know?
Yeah,
And what, you know, Mother's Milk said in the truck, like there is no more team. He said it right there, but I'm sure that was probably just like a little bit of an exaggeration. Like I'm sure he's pissed because Butcher, he just found out that Butcher and Huey are taking this V24 thing.
yeah,
Um, but that's and now I'm sure Mother's Milk is saying he's about to be done, but I think he's too tortured by what Soldier Boy did to him in the past to completely let it go. And now with
yeah,
Soldier Boy having some Iron Man type unibeam shit
dude.
coming out of his chest, like I think I'm thinking right now that the weapon that they're talking about must
It's
be
him.
Soldier Boy
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it looks like that power probably took away Kimiko's powers.
That's exactly what I was thinking when he said she wasn't healing. At first, I was like, if Soldier Boy is the weapon that they're talking about, the big like laser that can kill Homelander,
Mhm.
and once he shot at Kimiko, I was like, if that doesn't kill her, like they might not have any hope because as far as we know, I don't think Kimiko's stronger than Homelander, and so if that doesn't kill her, I don't think that this plan will pan out. But then she wasn't healing, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh, this is how they get Homelander.
with the
They
power.
get Soldier Boy on him, they drain his power, and they kill him. They bring him back to a normal human being, and they put him in his place. And yeah, we were talking last week, like, what is this weapon, or like, what's the deal with Soldier Boy? Like, it was he like invincible? And no, like he is the weapon.
Yeah.
And I think Butcher even says like this isn't this like basically he says he didn't have those powers. I
Yeah,
know
they did
Butcher
something
likes to use all these like he likes to make these
weird
like
Australian slang.
yeah. So he basically in our our sense says that he didn't have those, like something happened to him, they did something to him. And yeah, man, it was crazy. It makes me think like I know there was like a little Russian subplot that happened in season one and kind of spilled into season two, I believe, about them making their own soups, the Russians, and they had that same power where they like basically turned into Killian from Iron Man 3 and had that like little glow stick thing. And so I wonder if the Russians kind of messed around with that a little bit more and put it into someone who's as strong as Soldier Boy. So yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see how all that plays out because I would kill to see Soldier Boy and Homelander, the two most fucked up people on the planet, like come face to face, dude. So I'm ready.
That's my thing too. Is like if he's the weapon, then what do they do about Soldier Boy
Yeah,
after the fact? Like if they can't, if they're using Soldier Boy to kill Homelander, okay, Homelander's dead, but then what about Soldier Boy?
yeah,
Which I don't know if he's invulnerable as well, but I'm sure we'll come to find out. Um, but the whole Stan Edgar and his daughter thing, I really didn't see that coming. I thought for sure
yeah,
she would have trusted him, trusted that he was going to be able to protect. I thought that she would trust him, but I also didn't think that he would actually truly be able to protect her and her daughter.
yeah,
Um, but I guess she really wants her daughter to be a soup, so
yeah.
she made a deal with Homelander to get some Compound V, and that was
S-
such a terrible scene to watch too, bro. Like
Mhm.
you're putting your daughter through this torture just because you want her to be a superhero. Or
Yeah,
maybe not even a hero, just you want her to do whatever the hell you want her to do, whatever her powers end
basically.
up being.
And what made it extra chilling was to zoom in on her little drawing of her and her mom while you hear her screaming, cuddling her mom in the back. It was just such a like chilling scene that I it was hard to watch, and I didn't think it would be that hard to watch until they zoomed in on that drawing, and it just brought it all together. Um, yeah, the whole thing, I was not expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting Stan Edgar to get two timed, and I definitely
Yeah.
wasn't expecting Homelander to be behind it. But I love how I love that piece of dialogue that Homelander and Victoria have, where he's like, "You chose your own kind. Like that's a good thing. You know, I'm glad you did that." But man, this dude Homelander, bro, he goes in and he brings up a tampon and he's like, "Oh, heavy flow," and he's like,
Jesus
"Kidding."
Christ.
Like what, dude?
Right.
Like, and there's so much moments like that when he brings the taco bowls because Supersonic's Mexican and
Oh
he's like,
yeah.
taco bowls, this should be something you're used to,
You should
and
feel
starts
right at
speaking.
home. Like, what the hell? Oh my god.
Dude, it was so crazy. And then like, I think the deep is like muy delicioso, and I'm
Dude.
just like, these fucking
Oh my
dudes, bro. But I know I'm going on a rant here because I want to bring it to our boy Black Noir, bro. Where did he come
yeah,
from?
dude. No,
He's
yeah.
back. He's back.
Man,
Ah,
I wonder if yeah, Manch is just sit like I wonder like when we're gonna like focus on him again, you know, now that he's chilling there. It's like I feel like
yeah,
we've gotten everybody except for him so far, it seems like. We got a bit more Maeve in this episode too, which I was happy about. And
yeah,
I thought that was a really good moment that her and Starlight had. Um, talking about how she's been training because she wants to give Butcher like a chance to like get a shot with this weapon.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I really I want to see more Black Noir. I know he doesn't talk or anything, but I just want to see him jumping around doing something, you know. Now that we know
yeah,
that he's sitting there, like that's
yeah.
sick.
It keeps my theory alive, which I'm so happy about because I'm gonna keep saying this because I want to make sure, like, as far as we know, this dude died. You know, he had a
Mhm.
peanut allergy. He died. How is he back sitting in this chair? Unless my theory is correct. And so when I saw that dude, I was so happy. And if they are going, and it's not really a theory because it does happen in the comics. And so I just took what happened last season and was like how they can make it work. But I truly feel like they are gonna go with this, and I'm so excited. I'm not getting my hopes up, you know. I'm not like how everyone's being with Kenobi right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's no Darth Vader and Anakin, so I hate this show. It didn't live up to my expectations. No, none of that. I'm just like, I'm just so anxious to see where they take them. No matter if they do go the comics route or if they don't. because they did linger on him, or they didn't linger on him, but they showed him drawing, and then they kind of did that shot and then cut away and changed that like tone. I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of sprinkling these things in, and I feel like the way Stan Edgar held himself up again while he was talking to Homelander, it felt like he had a plan, and I know his character is kind of just like a no matter what happens, I'm gonna keep calm. So maybe he doesn't have a plan. Maybe that's just his persona. But what if he does? And what if he already knows, hey, we got this Homelander clone in Black Noir. Nobody knows it's a Homelander clone. Nobody, as far as they know, it's the same old Black Noir, right? So yeah, let him take away my authority. Let him do all these things because as soon as he takes it too far, we have this backup plan. And yeah, like in the comics, spoilers for the comics, it could go south to where Black Noir is like, hey, I don't want to just be this. I want to go do some fucked up shit. I want to go do this and do that. And so yeah, I don't know. I hope they do go that route. If they don't, regardless, I'm excited that Black Noir is back.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Stan Edgar has to have a plan because it seemed a little bit too comfortable with
Yeah.
having Homelander be in charge of everything because he knows how dangerous he is, and he said in the past like, "Oh, Homelander won't do anything as long as I'm in charge." I mean, he has to be somewhat as much as controlling as this guy is. I'm sure he doesn't want everybody across the entire world to die. So I think. He has to have some sort of plan because he just seems so calm, and he walked out of that conversation like he owned it, slammed the
Yeah.
drink down and everything, and I mean he did own it. I guess he definitely got inside Homelander's head for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I just wonder where we're gonna see him next, and I do hope his plan involves Black Noir though for sure. So
Yeah.
because it did seem like they were a little bit closer than normal in that flashback thing. Not that they were like brothers or anything, but it just seemed because I get that he was telling him like, oh, we'll ship you off somewhere if you don't put that
Yeah.
mask back on. But it did like they went off to have their own private conversation. Like it looked like Mallory was trying to sneak in on the conversation. So
Yeah.
they might be closer than we think. So I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I mean, even if they are going the comics route, like, yeah, one, Stan Edgar needs to have a plan because this shit could all go south quick. But also, two, um, they, if it isn't the Homelander clone, I mean, something's up with Black Noir. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like we saw him die, and I'm not gonna let that go because I feel like they're doing. And I not only do I feel like they're doing something with him, but I feel like they're kind of like I said, sprinkling it in and throwing those bits at us for us to bite at,
Mhm.
not too much to where we're like, oh yeah, I know what's going on, but just enough to where you can kind of pick up on it if you pay attention, or you could just be like, oh, Black Noir is back, cool. And so I feel like that's going to be a big thing. I feel like that's a bigger thing than most people are going to make out, other than just saying, oh, cool, Black Noir. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with that, whether it's this season or next season. They, like we said, they did get confirmed. One thing I want to kind of switch to the parodies that we had. I know that we had like the Kylie Jenner commercial where A Train kind of pops open the energy drink,
Yeah.
but oh my god, that thing that Ashley says, like all these people
Yeah,
are so
that's
tone deaf, and it's just like,
yeah.
come on. She was like, my Instagram was nothing but black screens, which is it's like a funny play on everything that happened, just because of how like back then, like last year or 2 years ago, how everyone was posting these black screens, and it did rise some controversy. That was like a big period of time that was just like really controversial, and a
Right.
lot of stuff was happening, and these directors don't give a shit. They're like, dude, we're gonna put our spin on it and throw it in the show. And to have it come from Ashley of everybody, yeah, I literally just sat back like, oh man,
Yeah, man.
like geez.
Ashley was on one this whole episode too. Like later on, I think she just like it's probably makes sense. Like she's so powerless in her job and everything, and she feels like scared. And so
Yeah,
anytime that she can feel powerful, she'll take it. And so like she just literally word for word reiterates what Homelander says to her
exactly.
to this other guy. And dude,
Yeah,
the way he repeated it too, he's like, I can't even remember the phrase. It was I don't even.
My idiot
Yeah,
brain
my
is
my
getting.
idiot brain is getting fucked, ma'am. And then I was just like, God, oh my God,
Oh
what are
man.
you doing?
Yeah, I love how she literally just repeated what Homelander said to her because you could see how scared she was when Homelander said it to her. She
Yeah.
was like, "Yes, sir," and you just hear like her like her feet running away. Um, and then she turns around and uses it on Coleman or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean these people, man, they're like they're all nutcases, and especially Butcher, like the stuff that he makes Kamiko do, and how she's like, "I'm not your gun," and he's like, "Oh, but that's all you are."
Yeah,
And
dude, that was so messy.
there is a look on his face when she comes back and throws him the phone where he kind of is like he feels bad, but I couldn't help but think like, man, this dude is starting to be just like Homelander. He's
Yep.
starting to be an asshole, like they say, and it's not okay. Like I know he tells Mother's Milk, um, I know he's like, look, I brought you here to keep them together. No matter what I do, I like you're kind of like the rock of everything.
Hmm.
Um, but still, man, like these are the only people that are fighting for you. I know you might think you have this all under control, and like, oh, they can all leave, and I got this handled. But at the end of the day, this is your only team. Like I feel like I don't know if it's the temporary V or something, but
Yeah.
he was on one this episode as well.
100%. No, yeah, Butcher. I think what you said is perfect. They're trying to line it up that way, where it's like he's turning into as much of an asshole as Homelander is, just without the superpowers to be able to really um, be that much of an asshole. Even, and I know, like, it's not like Butcher would go around and murder a bunch of people. Like Soups wants to, or Butcher, I mean, wants to murder Soups.
Yeah,
So, but that doesn't change the fact that like you should still on this journey to take down these evil super people,
yeah,
you should still learn to be a better person than them. And
yeah,
so it is like admirable, I guess, in a way that he picked Mother's Milk to keep the team together. But I also thought that that line, like I said it earlier, that line where Mother's Milk said that like we don't have a team anymore, and you made sure of that.
yeah.
So there's no team for me to keep together anymore. I thought that was great, and I really love it. I love everything that they're setting up with Butcher so far. So
Yeah, and like regardless of how messed up Butcher is for taking the V without like running it by them, we can't deny that damn scene in the Russian facility wasn't the greatest scene of all the
yeah,
boys. Like, God, the music and just seeing Butcher walk out and he's like,
walking out and
hey,
just
and he drops his first cunt of the show. He's like,
oh, he
hey,
did? I didn't know.
cunts. Yeah, so I
Oh,
think it's the
okay.
first time he said it this season. He's like, hey, cunts. And they just start shooting him. And he just walks through, just zzz. Oh my
Dude,
God.
yeah.
I need to rewatch that scene because that was so, so good.
No, yeah, I think that probably I don't know, I don't wanna say yeah, no, it was. It was probably the best, like, actiony sequence that we've gotten so
Action
far.
sequence. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I wonder what Huey's whole plan was then too, because he was just, like, crouched down behind the barrel at first, and I wonder if that guard didn't come up to aim at Mother's Milk or something, what Huey would have done, like,
Yeah.
you took the V to just not use it at all, or,
Yeah.
um
I mean, like Mother's Milk can be mad, but like he did kind of save his life, and that whole scene was like super funny as well. Where,
yeah,
like I said, dude, like it's so funny, which it doesn't make a difference, but I don't think we've ever seen any like exposed female body parts in this show, but we get a ton. They are not shying away from all the male ass and all the penises that are in this show. And I don't know what like what is there like kind of a thing to that where they're kind of like, hey, in all
open
these
onto that.
shows we you always get like naked women. Well, they're gonna give you a whole bunch of naked dudes. Um, but yeah, we were
That's
talking about it last week, like with the Deep and Homelander, like all the ass shots. And now Huey gets
yeah.
gets a famous one right here.
That's exactly what I was thinking when, after the, dildo scene with Kimiko, and the Russian guys, I was like, "Well, if we don't see any of these girls naked, like they're definitely flipping something on his head. Not
Yeah.
completely naked, but if we don't see any like boobs or anything like that, then they're definitely flipping it on his
Yeah.
head. And like that's what happened. I'm like, okay, this
Yeah.
is kind of cool. Like they're doing it different. Like we're not seeing any naked women, we're seeing naked dudes. And
Yeah.
so it's like just to change up the formula. And I see what isn't there like a little meme, not a meme, but somebody actually reviewed it on Letterbox or something like that and said
Oh,
um
yeah.
they gave it like a 1 star and they said uh lots of dude butts and dicks. So if that's your type of thing, then hell, go ahead, have a good
Oh,
time. I
dude.
was like,
I'm like, on the topic of that, while we were waiting for this show, I was reading some of the reviews, and like there was a ton of like 1 and 2 stars on Amazon Prime,
really?
and I was like, wait, like, am I? Because I absolutely love this show. Am I? I thought I was in the minority for a second, and I look at what they're saying, and it's like a whole bunch of dudes, and they're like, oh, this is too woke, or oh, this, all that stuff, and like, oh, what's the need, or like, why do they feel like they need to put in all this like Nazi stuff, and basically like, why do they need to bring all this real life stuff that's happening into this show? And it's a whole bunch of stuff like that, and it makes me so happy when they keep doing it, because I'm like, yeah, keep doing it, throw it in their face, bro, like get
Yeah,
them mad, because this stuff needs to be talked about. Stuff like
100%.
Ashley joking about Black Lives Matter, like, it's not okay. For the show, the show is bringing it to light, even if it's in like a funny way, or if they make a joke around it, they're bringing this stuff to light, and stuff that happens, and what happens about in real life, and they're speaking on it, and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, speak on every subject, and they're not siding with one side or the other, which, I mean, I wouldn't care either way. I don't care about politics and stuff, but I do care about, these shows like speaking up, and um, putting this stuff in their shows to raise awareness to it, and show
yeah.
like what goes on, what happens.
No, yeah. I think not being afraid to tackle that because of all the stupid crap of, oh, this is too woke and all the stupid reviews that
Yeah,
really in the grand scheme of things don't matter at all. And it's just
exactly.
it I just don't understand why you're gonna let something that's meant for entertainment affect you that much.
Yeah,
Granted, then like you said, and like it can be more than just for entertainment. Like it can be making a message, and the show does make messages, and like with this Black Lives Matter thing in this episode.
yeah,
Um, uh, and it's just at the end of the day, it's also about the way you portray them. And I don't
yeah,
think that this was ever portrayed in a. Obviously, they are portrayed in a. If you look at it in universe, it's bad, 100%. Like in universe, it's
yeah,
bad. But like from the outside looking in, like we're laughing at those people that refer to those things
yeah,
in that light. So it's like it.
yeah.
That's the message in and of itself. We're meant to laugh at the people saying the absolutely idiotic things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, they have no malicious. I'm pretty sure the directors and the writers have no malicious intent behind this stuff, um, but it is for entertainment, so they do play it up like that. And yeah, I like what you said about, like, yeah, we're not laughing at it. We're laughing at how stupid these people are,
mhm.
with the stuff they're saying, and how tone deaf they are. But it happens in the real
Tone deaf,
world.
yeah, that's a perfect
Tone
way to
deaf.
put it, tone deaf,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's a perfect
I
way to
was like,
put it.
did I say that wrong? But
No, no, that was
but
right.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, keep at it. That's what I love about this show. They're not afraid to push any limits at all. And if it keeps pissing the wrong people off, then keep pissing them off.
Yeah,
I'm all for it, because this stuff needs to be talked about.
100%.
However way you go about it, because like you said, regardless, even if they go about it in a joking way or in an entertainment kind of way, they're still putting awareness on it, which is perfectly fine, which is good. um I do want to say one thing. Earlier, I saw a video, and I saw this video circling a while back when season 2 was coming out, and it's made its way back because The Boys is trending now. And it's a scene with Jack Quaid, the actor that plays Huey, and he's in the car with Anthony Starr, and he's like, "Guys, I'm with Anthony Starr, famous celebrity Homelander," and he's like, "Dude, how awesome is it playing Homelander?" And Anthony Starr kind of looks at him, he's like, "Yeah, yeah, fucking cool," and he looks away, and he's like, yeah, dude. And he's like, what's your favorite part about filming or something? And he's like, that I don't have to do any fucking scenes with you. And he looks away, and it's so funny because like obviously it's a skit, but in this show they have a scene together. They finally have a scene
Yeah.
together. And I thought it was so funny that they kind of like played on it. That they might not have like referenced that, but I found it funny either way that they
No,
had them
yeah.
together.
I forgot about that video, dude. Yeah, yeah. That made me laugh so hard back then. Yeah. Um, Overall, I want to give my closing thoughts on the episode just because
Yeah,
I think we
yeah,
covered everything in it.
yeah,
Just to reiterate what I said at the beginning, like this show has not missed a beat every episode, and this episode just it it's going even more off the walls with like that dildo fight scene,
yeah. Oh
and
man,
it's just they're not afraid to do it, and
yeah.
we love them for it. And I made a video about this also recently. I don't think they rely on it too much either. Like I think
No,
it serves a purpose.
yeah.
All this gore, at least for the most part, it does. Other than that one in the first episode, that was
Jesus
kind of just
Christ.
shock
Yeah.
value. But no, yeah, I think they're playing on all the characters and their motivations perfectly. Butcher's way too wrapped up in this stuff to really care about anybody else's feelings. Um, like Kimiko doesn't want to be his gun, but he's like, I don't give a shit. You're gonna do what I say.
Yeah.
Um, I really think that they're capturing everything perfectly, and I have little to no complaints at all. And I hope that next week it drops at Thursday at
Yeah.
5 o'clock my time.
I know, dude. Yeah, that waiting was so painful. I was checking back like every hour, like hoping that it was out, or hoping that it'd get out at a certain time. Um, yeah, who knows what happened with Amazon yesterday?
They
It's
acknowledged it in a tweet I saw today
they
too.
did.
Yeah, the boys' Twitter account anyway, not Amazon. They said, "We know you guys sat there and refreshed for a long time, so that's our bad," or something like
Uh,
our bad, something like that. And then
yeah,
they said, "But now it's out. Watch Homelander do all this crap or whatever it was." I don't know.
awesome. Yeah, I hope they have a fixed because then hopefully we can get. I know we're recording this on the Friday after the show was supposed to come out, but our original plan was to film it yesterday night after like for
Yeah,
our immediate reaction to watching it. So yeah, hopefully next week we can get this up on Friday rather than on a Saturday like the past 2 weeks. But either way, man, I'm just so happy that we're getting this content and we're getting the show back. And if episodes 1 through 3 didn't remind you enough how much you love this show, episode 4 definitely does because it did that for me.
yeah.
And I'm so happy we're getting a new season. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see how this show gets wrapped up or this season gets wrapped up. And yeah, bring on all the more crazy wild stuff that this show is so good at doing. And on that note, we got one more episode next week, and then
Oh God.
you know what episode 6 is.
Oh
And
God.
I'm really hoping we can get like at least 2 more people on here.
No,
If
yeah,
not, like we can get like Ben on here, um, and we can like break it down scene by scene. No,
frame by frame, like, oh, this
frame
guy's
by
looking
frame.
a
So
little
in this
nice right
shot,
here.
in this shot, Termite shrinks down, and yeah,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
yeah, the hero gasm episode. And so I know Jensen Ackles real quick, and then we can wrap it up. I know Jensen Ackles said that one of his first days there, or one of his first days shooting, he did something to where he was like, I think he said something like, "I don't think I want to do this" or something like that. And there was like a little interview, and they said, "Is there something?" It was some question, but they basically asked him. They said, "Well, would you ever do that again?" Because he kind of kept it vague. They're like, "Well, would you ever shoot a scene like that again?" Then, and he was like, "No, I don't think I will." Or he either said that or he's like, "I refuse to comment." So now that we have him in the mix, he might be involved in our famous episode coming up. So, oh man, we got some crazy stuff coming, and I'm so excited.
Oh my God. I don't even know. Like, well, I am excited. 100% I'm excited.
Oh
I just,
yeah.
I'm just worried for how it's going to turn out. Like, now
Oh
I know that they're willing to go there. Like, they're not afraid to show dicks this season,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're going to go like wild and crazy with it.
Imagine like in the hero gasm scene or the episode, they show no female anything just to like hammer that home. They don't show
Yeah.
any female body parts, and it's just like all males. That'd be so hilarious. But yeah, I absolutely love this episode. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of videos up about it tomorrow on my TikTok, and I'm excited for next week, man. So
Yeah,
excited.
dude,
Um,
it just oh my god, I don't
yeah,
even like the ending to this episode completely shocked. Just because like another thing we didn't even talk about, I'll just touch on real quick. Like he just killed Supersonic. Supersonic just joined the Seven, and
yeah,
it's like, are they gonna get another new member now, or like, what's up with that now? Like, like it just shows how much he doesn't care. I'm sure he'll come up with some cover story about, oh, he died in battle, but just
yeah,
that's insane, man. What?
yeah,
Well, but again, it's just that speaks to Homelander. Is just what he's willing to do. Um, he won't
yeah.
refrain anymore.
Yeah, at the beginning of the episode when she's talking to Supersonic and he's like, "No, yeah, I'll help you," and he's real like quick to help her and join her.
Mhm.
I wrote in my notes. I was like, something's up with Supersonic because in that moment I thought he was actually persuaded by Homelander, and that Homelander kind of got him
Oh.
on his side for a second. So I was like, nah, this dude's suspicious. Like I'm keeping an eye on him. And then the end of the episode, I was like, what? Like, oh man. So ooh, we'll see if A Train's back on Homelander's good side.
Yeah,
All these heroes will do anything to get back on his good side. So
for real.
um, yeah. So that was episode 4. Do you have any closing thoughts on the episode or a rating?
Um, yeah, I give this episode. I don't know. I don't think I had any issues that I can. Let me skim it. Like I don't. I mean, everything wrapped up. Not wrapped up, but everything in this episode was intense to say the least.
Yeah,
I thought every character got depth, um, and emotion. Mother's Milk specifically. But no, yeah, I didn't have any issues with this. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah.
same dude. 10 out of 10. It was so good, and I love how not only this season but like this show, all the plots that they have, all the subplots and all the side characters that they hop back and forth. Not side characters, but all the characters they hop back and forth to, like the boys and the Seven, and even Victoria and Stan Edgar. Every storyline, every plot in this show, every subplot is just so like compelling, and it keeps you hooked. And I mean, I just watched Stranger Things, and no spoilers, but like they do kind of have a lot of subplots. They have a lot of stuff going on. Some better than others, to where like when they cut from an interesting one to like a, I mean, the whole show is interesting. It's an amazing show, but
Right.
like I said, there are some storylines that are better than the others. So when they cut from one of those stronger ones to one of those weaker ones, it's just kind of like, it's not like but it's kind of like, okay, I kind of want to go back to that other thing. It was super interesting. This one, as soon as we cut away from the boys after their mission, we cut to Homelander and Starlight, and I was like, oh yeah, let's keep this going, dude. Cut to freaking A Train after it. Cut to
Yeah.
anybody, dude, and
Every
I'm hooked.
character you care about, yeah.
Yeah, and I love how they do this. It makes episodes like this awesome, even when there's a lot going on between all of their storylines. It doesn't miss a beat at all. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. And I hope next episode they bounce back even stronger and they top this one and just continue for the rest of the season. And yeah, I love this so much. All right, you want to close this out?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for watching our review, in a sense, of season 3, episode 4 of The Boys. You can find us on TikTok. Aiden's on TikTok at Aiden H Talks. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Spotify, you can I don't know if you can give us a rating, but
Yeah,
if you
all
can,
for it.
give us a good rating if you liked it. But if you're on Spotify, also hop on over to YouTube and, like I said, give a subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. We appreciate you guys so much for watching. Everybody who's come back consistently, we super appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the comments. Dobin, I see you.
Yeah,
Thank
shout
you
out
so
Dogan.
much. Um, but yeah, you can find me on TikTok at it's Cubson. We pretty much just we make kind of similar content. We cover comic stuff, we cover movie stuff, TV show stuff. So we're gonna get some more people on here eventually. Like we're talking to people from TikTok and whatnot. We'll probably have Ben on maybe next episode if he catches up on the boys a little bit. We're gonna do a Kenobi episode when the show finishes. We're gonna do like this whole big one. And then I think we have Miss Marvel next week as well. We will be dropping
Yeah.
another episode for that, which I'm super excited for because I love the first episode a lot. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.